On today's broadcast, Rochester officer shot in the head and returns to duty. Chicago officer finally able to be buried with her badge. Memphis PD is missing 200,000 rounds. 12th annual NYPD versus NYFD baseball game battle. Teacher arrested at work for DWI. Beers in her lunch bag. This is your police news for Tuesday, November 8th, 2011. Welcome to Police News TV. I'm your news anchor, Paul Ballmer. This daily show is your national law enforcement news about cops for cops. Here at Police News TV, we've got you covered. Rochester police officer Anthony Ponzio back on the job after being shot. Rochester, New York, in January 31st, 2009, Officer Anthony Ponzio was shot in the head while responding to a complaint of drug activity. The assailant's .22 caliber rifle bullet struck Officer Ponzio's skull, pierced his brain, and bounced back to the right side of his brain. After emergency surgery at the time of the incident and 33 months of rehabilitation, Officer Ponzio returned back at duty to the Rochester, New York Police Department. The convicted shooter, Taekwon Rivera, then 14, is serving 3 1/3 to 10 years in prison. North Carolina college cops shoot a man who fired an AK-47 on campus. Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Campus police at Elizabeth City State University in North Carolina say an officer shot and wounded a former student they say was toting an AK-47 assault rifle. Police say they saw Rashad Gardner, age 24, who was a 2010 graduate of the school, carrying a firearm at about 2:30 a.m. Saturday near a campus dormitory. When police ordered Gardner to drop the automatic weapon, he allegedly refused and pointed it at an officer, said campus police chief. After being wounded, Gardner ran into a nearby wooded area. The campus was on lockdown for about 2 hours Saturday morning as officers searched for the man. After being found leaning against a tree stump, Gardner was arrested and charged with assault by pointing a gun, possession of a weapon on state educational property, and an armed terror count. He was jailed on $50,000 bail after being treated at a hospital. It wasn't reported why the suspect was on the campus with a rifle. Occupy Oakland protesters now occupy foreclosed buildings as a new tactic. Oakland, California. Occupy Oakland activists are now trying a new tactic in their sometimes violent protests. As reported by the San Francisco Chronicle newspaper, the protesters want to keep up the protest momentum by now occupying foreclosed buildings in the city. Last week, a crowd of protesters, all wearing black, occupied a building on 16th Street near Broadway. As Oakland police arrived and moved in, the activists began to heave rocks and other projectiles at the police. Police responded with tear gas and more than 100 protesters were arrested. Chicago Police Union, let slain officer be buried with her badge. Chicago, Illinois. Late during the evening of November 5th, a 15-year-old Chicago boy killed his grandmother, who was a Chicago police officer. The grandson allegedly beat and stabbed his grandmother to death late Friday night, wrapped her body in a blanket, and put her body in a catch basin in the backyard. Reportedly, what sparked this tragic incident was that the grandmother yelled at him for skipping school. The relationship between the two, who lived together, had grown increasingly tense. The grandmother is a Chicago police officer named Hester Scott, and she had been taking care of her 15-year-old grandson, who had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. CPD Officer Scott was a mother of two who adopted the 15-year-old grandson and his 3 siblings 7 years ago after her drug-addicted daughter's children were taken into foster care because she could no longer care for them. The officer had to give up her badge and gun in 2007 after the grandson told authorities she had abused him. The 25-year veteran had been reassigned to a 911 call center. Scott remained in the callback section even after the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services investigated, then dismissed her grandson's abuse allegations. Fraternal Order of Police President Mike Shields says it's inexcusable that the Independent Police Review Authority would take 4 years to lift a cloud over the officer's head. FOP attorneys were prepared to argue that the star should be returned because, as Shields put it, the person making these false allegations is the actual murderer. However, before the FOP lawsuit was filed, the Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy on Tuesday ordered the badge posthumously restored to a Chicago police officer who was allegedly murdered by her grandson. That means slain Officer Hester Scott can be buried with her CPD police star. Rest in peace, Officer Scott. The right thing was done. 200,000 rounds of ammunition gone missing leads to MPD probe. Memphis, Tennessee. City Auditor Leon Patman's investigation of the missing ammunition is part of an in-depth audit of MPD's organized crime unit. The audit was requested by Memphis Police Director Tony Armstrong shortly after he took over in April for the retired Larry Godwin. Retired MPD Director Godwin, who now works in Nashville as Deputy Director of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security, said he has been cooperating with the audit. When Godwin was MPD Director, the agency's organized crime unit reported directly to him. If there was a request by the organized crime unit for ammunition to use in training, he stated that he would have to be the one to approve it. However, he stated that he would not know the specific training in which the ammunition was requested for. Former MPD Sergeant Paul Sherman, who coordinated OCU's undercover program, created investigative techniques with other MPD officers to train police for undercover work. Sherman took an employment disability retirement from the city last week. Retired MPD Director Godwin's son, Anthony Godwin, served as instructor for investigative techniques. The registered agent for the company is former MPD Colonel Jeff Clark, who is also the company's president and CEO. Clark was forced to retire shortly after Armstrong took over as police director. Officers in MPD's organized crime unit generally receive specialized training from the Regional Counter-Drug Training Academy in Meridian, Mississippi, which is sponsored and funded by the U.S. Department of Defense. Investigative Techniques entered into a contract with the Regional Counter-Drug Training Academy to provide training for a fee. Police agency wars have begun in southern Florida. Miami, Florida. Do you remember last week when the online video went viral of a Florida highway trooper conducting a felony stop on a City of Miami uniformed officer in a marked police car? Well, not even a week later after the incident, the Miami Herald newspaper is reporting that a video has surfaced on the internet showing a marked Florida highway trooper patrol car traveling at 90 to 100 miles per hour without emergency lights being activated. The video was posted by Univision 23 of Miami, which is a Spanish-language television station. The 75-second smartphone video shows the speedometer of a person in his car recording the video, keeping pace with the clearly recognizable Florida Highway Patrol cruiser speeding in the left lane of an unnamed highway at night. The newspaper article reports that the Florida Highway Patrol spokesman declined to comment on this video or incident. See our website show notes for links to the original video and stories. A police department starts its own YouTube channel to identify suspects in crimes and gets results. Gloucester Township, New Jersey. The police department in Gloucester Township, New Jersey has started its own YouTube channel, uploading surveillance video from various unsolved criminal acts in their jurisdiction. Recently, they posted a clothing store security surveillance video showing a dancing shoplifter stealing merchandise inside the store and then running away from the area on foot after being confronted by store security. In just one evening, about 3,000 people viewed this YouTube video that the agency posted online, and the suspect was identified. This is not the first agency to try this tactic. Numerous agencies around the country are doing the same thing and getting results. NYPD versus NYFD 12th Annual Charity Baseball Game, New York, New York. On August 5th, the NYPD and NYFD official teams played each other in the 12th Annual Charity Game played at MCU Park. In a game that was dominated by the pitching, New York's finest tops New York's bravest 3-0. In a very unusual game, NYPD had a 2-0 lead heading into the 7th inning without getting a hit. The first hit was a 2-out RBI triple by Dennis O'Sullivan in the 7th. The hit gave the finest a 3-0 lead, and that's how it would end. NYPD starting pitcher Kevin Gyrus was named game's most valuable player. Gyrus pitched 5 innings, allowing 3 hits while striking out 6. Shema Smith, Steve Phelan, and Jose Sanchez pitched a scoreless 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. Rookie Matt Creswell closed out the game, earning the save. Chrysler has announced a new 2012 police duty crew cab, police pickup truck. Today, Chrysler Motor Company announced a special emergency service duty Ram Truck 1500 crew cab. Also, to handle high electrical loads, a 220 amp alternator is also included. The instrument panel houses a certified speedometer with the engine hour and idle hour meter and a 110 volt inverter. A wire harness is capable of providing power, ground, and fusing for a variety of law enforcement lighting, siren, computer, modem, radar, and camera systems. The truck is available with a full-face steering wheel, 4 key fobs, and a 10-way power front seat that accommodates multiple drivers. A special headliner with auxiliary dome lamp sits over cloth bucket seats in the first row and a vinyl bench in the second row. The center console is removed to add space for extra equipment, and the shifter is located on the steering column. The Ram 1500 Special Service Truck is offered exclusively in a roomy crew cab configuration with 125 cubic feet of interior volume. Additional welds in the front door structures handle the weight of ballistic material used by law enforcement vehicle upfitters. The truck also is available with popular Ram box storage system measuring 50.5 inches with 7.3 cubic feet of lockable and lighted storage capacity. Powering the new package is the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 with a 6-speed automatic transmission. The four-wheel drive has a standard ESC, a 3.92 axle ratio, 390 horsepower, and 407 pound-foot of torque contribute to a towing capacity of 10,000 pounds and a payload of 1,455 pounds. Steel wheels wrapped with Goodyear LT 265 70R17 tires offer improved cooling to the ABS-equipped 13.2-inch front vented disc and 13.8-inch discs in the rear, according to Chrysler. The truck arrives with coil spring rear suspension. The new model comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Teacher arrested for DWI after crashing her car in a school parking lot. Lee County, Florida. Lee County Sheriffs reported that Christine Murguetillo, who is a teacher at Dunbar Middle School, crashed her vehicle into a parked car in the school parking lot. Witnesses told deputies that Murguetillo was seen stumbling and had impaired speech. The teacher agreed to take a field sobriety test at the scene, but asked deputies if it could be done in the school's back parking lot so that her co-workers wouldn't observe her taking the test. Reportedly, Christine Murguetillo admitted to taking 1 Ambien pill the night before after being arrested. After being arrested, deputies then reportedly found 2 cans of beer in the teacher's lunchbox. We here at Police News TV, we'd like to thank you for watching. You can watch or listen to our daily news broadcast on your large HD TV, your laptop, your tablet computer, smartphone, or MP3 player. Your Police News TV, anytime, anywhere, because here at Police News TV, we've got you covered. Also, you can like us on Facebook, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter. We have many other ways to watch and listen to this broadcast, so go to our website, PoliceNewsTV.com, to find out how. If you wish to submit a story or give us feedback, you can email us at contact@PoliceNewsTV.com or call us at 727-437-2207. We value your opinion. Until next time, to all my brothers and sisters in blue out there, stay safe and see you next time on Police News TV.
All right, that's it. Let's roll. And hey! Let's be careful out there.